This is Harold, White Hunter, over here trying to look at a 2003 Saturn Ion with a wiper failure. And I mean wiper failure, I mean the whole arm is broken off. You get a little idea of what's going on here. Watch that transmission. I believe that linkage is broken. So let's find out what it is and see if it actually is broken. One thing you want to keep in mind when working with wiper systems is that if you can, try to get the wipers to park before you tear it apart. That way when you put the new system in, you'll know exactly how to adjust it. Let's tear this thing down and see if we can figure out what's going on and what happened here. First thing we got to do is get these wiper arms off. You see these little covers? They're hiding a little secret right up underneath them. I like to try to get a pick in here, pop the little cover off. There we go. See the nut right there? We'll get the proper tool to get that off here in just a second. Get the nuts exposed so we can take the wiper arms off. How about it? Get these nuts off. Sometimes you can use a puller. Sometimes you can just kind of little downward force and back up. And if your wiper arm is broken, you can't do that. The best tool to use this little wiper arm puller, especially if you got a regulator, transmission assembly that's broken. Pops right off. Make sure you keep up with your wiper arms left and right. Don't want to get them mixed up. It's so much easier to keep things in order than it is to try to figure out the correct order later. Once you get all the screws and clips out, that pull where the sticky tape is. Like our regulator is completely broken off the arm. So let's get us a 10mm and take this assembly off. As you can see, the arm is completely broken. It's wonderful plastic parts for you. They always give you trouble. New part, easy enough to see. They finally made it out of aluminum. Made it better than the original. So now we got to get the wiper motor switched over to the new arm assembly, and then we can put it back in the car. Remember I told you about trying to make sure the system's in park before you actually take it apart. And the reason why, you can see the motor here. This arm position right here is very important that we get the new wiper transmission to get in the same position that this arm is sitting here in the same way. If it is not sitting the same way, then you're going to have the wiper arms parking in the upward position versus the downward position. So it needs to be put back close to the same position. But remember what I said, park it earlier? If you put it in the park position, we're going to reassemble this regulator onto this motor in the exact position. If you don't, it's going to park in the wrong position. So I'm going to try to hold all of this together and loosen this bolt without allowing it to shift. And that way, I can make sure it parks and I don't have to go through a whole bunch of procedures about realigning something. That can be a pain sometimes. We're going straight line with the bar. That's where the motor wants it, and that's how we're going to put it on this one. Make sure it goes back to a straight line. Kind of wiggle that, it'll pop right off. Now we're going to unbolt the motor from the arm. Now, take the motor out of there, which is a tight press fit. There we go. Got the indentions on the arm. Let's put it back on with the proper indentions. Take our bracket and Hit it back on. So we're going to put the bar back straight across, so that way when I turn the wipers on, it should be in the proper position to park. Because if you put the arm in the wrong position, this arm may park over here, which would cause the wipers to be standing up when you park it. All right. Now that wiper motor come off in the park position, we're going to go back together in the park position. All right, let's see if we can put this back in. Go ahead and plug our motor back in so we don't forget it. Drop it down, proper location. Got them all started, now we're ready to tighten. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test operation. I'll make sure the wiper arm's in the proper parked position. So now I'm going to turn them on, even though the blades aren't up, but you'll see how that motor works. When the wiper motor goes in delay, and we got high speed, we got low speed, delay, and then park. The wiper should have parked in the exact same position we took it apart. I wish I could show you underneath, but the arm is straight against the bar like it was when we parked it earlier. Now all we got to do is reassemble the wiper cowling. And that is how you replace the wiper arm assembly on a 2003 Saturn Ion. The wiper transmission was broken with the plastic unit. Now we turned it around into a aluminum unit. Be much better for the customer, and now the job is done. Thank you. Tune back, hit subscribe button. I got a lot more videos coming in the future.